Okay, so this is question 5 on the Unit 2 numeracy paper from November 2016. And it's a written communication question. It says quite clearly at the top, in this part of the question, you'll be assessed on the quality of your organisation, communication and accuracy in writing. And that's worth 2 marks out of the 7 available for this question. It's a money problem question about a rail card. And it says that you've got these 2 sisters. And they go and visit their aunt. One has a rail card, one doesn't, and you've got to work out the difference in what they pay. So it's a 2-part question. There's part A and there's part B. We'll do part A first. So if we get the details there. Right, now the 2 sisters live in Holyhead. Their aunt lives in Milford Haven, and they travel by train to visit their aunt 3 times a year. Nerys has a rail card, Larry doesn't. Okay, so the cost of they buy single tickets for each journey, and the cost of a single ticket is £84.50. The return journey home is also £84.50. So they're going 3 times a year to Milford Haven and back, so they need 6 single tickets. Now, Larry doesn't have a rail ticket. Okay, so she's just having the cost of 6 single tickets. Which will be 6 lots of £84.50. Now I'm being careful what I write here to get these written communication marks, because you need to set out really clearly so the examiner knows exactly what you're doing and what each calculation is for. You don't want to write too much, because the more you write, the more likely it might be that you will make a mistake. So the aim is to be brief, clear, and make sure you show exactly what you've done and that you've got your workings out. And things like pound signs are really important here. Mathematical accuracy is really important. Like if it's money, you must have 2 decimal places, otherwise you won't get the marks. So that's what Larry pays. Larry's paying £507. Now, Nerys is the one that has the rail card. So she's going to pay the cost of the rail card initially, because you've got to pay for one of those to be in the scheme. And the cost of 6 tickets with the rail card discount, okay, because she gets money off because she's got this rail card. So with discount. Okay, now the rail card costs £30. So that's the first part. Then she, like her sister, has to pay 6 lots of £84.50. But because she's got the rail card, she's getting a third off. So you need to take a third off this value here. Okay, so if you work that out and then you take a third off, or what you could say is you could say she's getting a third off. She's actually paying 2/3 of that amount. So I'm just going to multiply by 2/3. You've got your calculator. So you can type it in just like that. 6 times £84.50 times 2 divided by 3. Okay. If you work that out, her tickets are costing her £338. So she's paying £368. Now, what you need to do, we haven't finished the question yet. We have to say how much less does Nerys pay than Larry. So the difference is going to be 507 minus 368, which is £139. So because of this written communication, I'm just going to write that down in a sentence so it's really clear at the end. I'm going to say Nerys pays £139 less than Aleri. Okay, so that's the first part of the question. I'll show you where all the marks come at the end of the video. We look at the second part of the question. This is about Cristiano. And Cristiano is 22. He sometimes travels from Rhyl to Llandudno. His rail ticket is £7.80, and Nerys tells him he should buy a rail card, but he says it isn't worth paying £30. So the question is, how many times in the year would Cristiano have to travel to make it worthwhile for him to buy a rail card? Okay, so if his ticket's £7.80, we need to think, well, how much is he going to save if he has a rail card? So the rail card saves you a third. So a third of £7.80 we would calculate by doing £7.80 divided by 3. So he would get a £2.60 saving per ticket. Okay, so you want to say, well, the rail card's £30. He'd have to save more than £30. So you need to say, well, how many times does £2.60 go into 30? So 30 divided by £2.60 is 11.54. So he needs to travel more than this to make the saving. So he needs to travel 12 times to make it worthwhile. Okay, now if we have a look at the mark scheme here, okay, you can see that on the first part of the question you get 2 marks for working out, for working out how much Nerys pays, and there's a tolerance on that. So where it says those values in red, if you've got an answer between those two numbers, then you would get the marks for Nerys. You get 1 mark for working out how much Aleri paid, 1 mark for saying the difference, how much less Nerys pays than Aleri, and then you've got those 2 marks for written communication. And then with part B, Cristiano's question, you get 1 mark for figuring out 1/3 of £7.80, 1 mark for doing the division, and 1 mark for saying how many times he needs to travel to make it worthwhile.